Today my adventure begins right here on the back roads of North Carolina, here in the Piedmont. As you can actually see, it has been quite the winter weather event here over the last 18 hours. And check out this awesome general store, Case General Store. Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Hitch Hiking Yeti here. Can you believe this crazy weather that we are dealing with here? This is unbelievable. And there is another vehicle passing by right here behind us. There's a few people out today driving around. Mainly, I've ran into like people on four-wheelers, side-by-side ATVs, you know, real heavy weighted down trucks. I'm actually driving around in my four-wheel drive Jeep Wrangler. And I love having a Jeep in days like this. But man, this has really been quite the event. But a little bit different event, at least at this point, than forecasted. And here comes another vehicle by. They're out driving around, checking out the weather. And quite a bit of scrapers are starting to hit the road. Now, I've not seen anybody actually scraping anything yet. But this guy right here, I probably passed a few other ones that's been out fixing to start scraping. And I gotta say, when they scrape these roads, I got a feeling it's just going to be a sheet of ice. Right now there is like some snow here on the ground. It's very packed down because there's a lot of sleet mixed in. But one thing I'm really happy about is originally they was talking about this was going to be more of an ice storm here in this area. And it's really just been sleet and snow for the most part. It's not been a lot of ice. As you can see, there is like very little to any moisture, or like freezing rain would like cover this thing in a sheet. And originally they said that's what was going to be here. These chains, they have a little bit, but not a lot of anything. The trees look to be in really good shape. There's not drooping of the power lines or anything, you know, because that's always the worst. When you're in a storm like this, I can remember one back in 1995 when I was a kid, and we had a really bad storm come through here, and it was just mainly ice, and the power lines were drooping, and you know, we didn't have power for over a week. It was a really long period of time. So I'm really happy. We've gotten extremely lucky in this area in northern Iredell County, up around Yadkin County, Wilkes County. At least right here, I'm right around the border, not too far from the border of those counties. So it looks like most of the ice stuff might have just stayed a little bit further to the south or southeast of this area. And I hate it for those people if they're dealing with that. I don't really have any idea. That's the reason I want to make my video today, is to kind of to document this event here on January 25th, 2026, because this has been a wild day, but very thankful that we still have power. Okay, I've made my way down 901 a little bit further. And right here is the First Horizon Banking Center. And not a lot open, as you can imagine. It is Sunday, so, you know, bank wouldn't be open anyway, but surprisingly enough, the Dollar General here in this area is actually open today. Are they as hardcore as a Waffle House, you think? The gas station over there, I don't even know if they're open. I mean, there's people parked over there. They could be open. I'm not going to walk over there because it is extremely cold outside. But no movement whatsoever. And speaking of side-by-sides, right there is somebody in a side-by-side that's making their way into the Dollar General to go get some supplies. Now at the moment, it is snowing with like a sleet mixture. You can probably hear it bouncing off my snowsuit. But it's about 17 degrees. It is quite chilly. But the bad part about this storm is once this thing moves out and and the storm dissipates later on today, you're going to find out that it's going to clear out of here. And then at that point in time, the temperature is really going to drop. I think our low for Monday is going to be like single digits, maybe 7 degrees, something like that. Oh yeah, look at him go. He's trying to show off. I got him. He's on camera. He got his camera time. But yeah, it's going to be like single digits. So everything that goes on today is not going to go anywhere anytime soon with single digits. That is like super cold. I can't remember the last time we had single digits here in this area. Originally, my plan this weekend was to do a walk and talk vlog at Carolina Beach, you know, my little neighborhood where I walk around. But that all changed when this storm come about, and I decided I wanted to be here closer to my mother. That way I can help her. I've been helping her getting wood. She does have a heater. My biggest concern is her losing power and her being older. You know, I didn't want her to be struggling to keep the house, like bringing wood in and stuff. So I got her some small pieces of wood and got that all fixed up for her. I feel really good. I can check in on her. She is one of those people that she is more than welcome to come stay with us, but she is definitely somebody who likes her space, and she's kind of bullheaded. Just saying, I love her to death, but she likes doing things her way. So at least this way, I'm not far away from her. I can be really close by and check in on her and see if she needs anything, and that just makes me feel better than if I'm at the beach down there doing stuff. Which weather's better down there, but it's still cold and dreary and rainy. But we might have to put that off until another week to do that. Kind of wanted to do a video talking about my upcoming plans here on the channel. We got some plans made. I'm really excited about it. And I wanted to kind of talk about some of the stuff that just happened. Some of the videos I just made down in Florida. Kind of wanted to give you my thoughts about some of the places I visited down there. Had a lot of fun. And I really appreciate everyone for watching those videos. It means so much to me and my wife. So thank you so much. And there is no one eating at the Burger Barn today, that's for sure. This place has been here forever. And they need to fix their sign though, because the Union, which town I'm in is Union Grove, right here beside Interstate 77. The Union has been missing for a while, it looks like. I have to get that fixed up. All right, before we leave this area, I want to drive over here to the Interstate and just show you what the Interstate looks like real quick. We're not going to drive on it, but I'm just going to park and get out and just point the camera down the Interstate just to kind of let you know what it looks like. And then we're going to start wrapping it up, because supposedly the worst of this storm may still be coming. And the backside of it supposed to be more freezing rain, which is not going to be good. But they said last night was going to be freezing rain. They said this morning was going to be freezing rain. It's just been mainly snow and sleet. So we've been really lucky so far. And I'm hoping it stays like this, because this ain't too bad. It's cold and it's not a lot of fun, but it's you know, you're not going to, most likely you will not lose power as easily in this type of a weather. So keep our fingers crossed. This is what winter weather is all about, boys. Yeah, man. Let's kick it. I have been waiting to do this for quite some time. Heck yeah, buddy. Let's do it. Okay, so right here is Interstate 77. And I thought we would just kind of walk over here. Right out here on this bridge, this overpass. And get an idea of what things look like. See a truck over there. I ain't seen any trucks today, by the way. I've driven across this interstate a couple times now and not seen much of anything, but mainly emergency personnel work, you know, trucks and things like that, kind of assessing. Now they did put, you know, chemicals down to help with the melting of the ice and things like that to try to help these roads, but man, it's so cold I don't even think it matters, at least not yet. But this is what Interstate 77 looks like. north of Mooresville, North Carolina. As you're driving toward, well, either like right here, you would actually be driving toward, in the southbound lane where you see those vehicles right there, you're driving toward Mooresville. And this lane over here, on the left-hand side of the screen, this is going north, going toward Virginia, Mount Airy, up in that area. So yeah, you can see it is, you can see a little bit of the road beneath the ice and snow and sleet, but not very much. It is pretty nasty. And there for a minute while we was over there at the burger barn, it actually picked up there for a minute, but now it seems like it's starting to calm back down. But I can definitely feel the sleet, because that sleet is just pelting right now off of me. I mean, it's just like tat, 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 tat coming out of the north too. It's because the wind, a little bit of wind is just kind of ever so breezy coming out of the north. And speaking of ice, let's look at this over here for a minute. Yeah, I don't think I'd be driving that fast on that road, just saying. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you some of these branches right here. And there's none on there. I thought when I walked over here, maybe there'd be some ice on some of this stuff, but no ice, no freezing rain attached to any of these limbs at the moment, which is a really good thing. There might be a little bit right here. Yeah, there's a little bit right here on this branch, slightly, but it's not like anything to weigh anything down. That's the good thing. Hopefully, I'm really hoping it just continues with what we're getting right now. That would be a prayer answered. I gotta say, when you're driving in this type of weather, it is not as much fun as driving in like regular snow, that's for sure, because this stuff is so hard. These ruts that I'm driving in, I mean, you can feel this four-wheel drive, you know, fairly wide tires on this Jeep for off-roading, and it just wants to wander around. I mean, you really have to pay attention and watch the ruts and the grooves, because it wants to kind of wander in those grooves a little bit. And I've noticed earlier, like when I was behind somebody, they were having problems with that same thing. Is you get in those grooves, those little ruts, and you have to just let off the gas, do not ever hit the brake, and just kind of, you know, like I just did there, and just kind of let the car slow down, or your vehicle slow down a little bit, and it'll kind of straighten back up, and then you can continue on. All right, I made my way over here to a local park now, and we're going to wrap up the video here. I kind of wanted to come here to see if you could see the mountains, because normally from this park you can see a mountain range right there. It's actually very pretty, but today, with the low-lying clouds and the snowy, stormy, sleety weather, you can't see anything. It has been quite a week for this weather, because today's Sunday. If you go back to Monday, the forecast was really exciting, because they said it was going to be, at that time, 8 to 12 inches of snow. And then by Tuesday, it really got crazy, because that's when they said it was going to be, that morning, it was going to be 12 to 18 inches of snow. It was going to be like it's a historic event here in the Piedmont of North Carolina. And then by Tuesday night, it's going to be 20 plus inches of snow. Like they said, this was going to be the mother of snows here in this area. And then just as quick as that happened, everybody got excited. People started going to the store, buying up all the milk and the eggs and the bread. I even went to a store. You can see the bread was just empty. It was wiped out Wednesday. But Wednesday is when everything changed. Wednesday morning, less than 12 hours from the 20 plus inches of snow we was going to get, it all changed to roughly 3 to 5 inches, and anywhere between a quarter inch of ice and an inch of ice. And power outages were going to be likely, so you better batten down the hatches and get ready. And then each day it deteriorated. They kept taking more snow off, more snow off, more snow off. And finally, it was just pretty much a trace of snow, inch, maybe two, which is probably about what we ended up with, and an inch of ice, which we've not really received any ice in this area quite yet, much at all. Nothing, not even close to a quarter inch. It's very minimal. So hopefully that stays strong. At the moment, the sleet and the snow has kind of stopped, subsided. And right now it's just really quiet out here. It's just a little mist in the air, but nothing much at all. So I think all that being said, that's going to pretty much do it for me today. Just wanted to make a video today, get out, document this crazy weather that we're dealing with here. Kind of funny. Somebody put in the comment of my most recent video, my South Carolina video is my first video back to the Carolinas. Everything else has been pretty much Florida over that last several weeks, at least since, you know, New Year's. And they said, are you excited to be back to the Carolinas? And I'm like, you know what? I'm always excited to come back home to the Carolinas. But I got to say, not very excited to be in this kind of stuff. I mean, this is pretty bad, but it could be worse. So I'm really thankful. But all that being said, my friends, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you guys are warm and safe, and everything's going well for you. Hopefully everybody makes it through this okay, with minimal loss of power and things like that. But that is definitely going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, friends, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you on my next adventure. Hopefully it won't be a snowy, icy mess like this. We have to get back and get this stuff to kind of thaw out and melt away, and dive into some other fun stuff like we normally do here on the channel. Man, this is wild. It's so quiet. So very quiet out here. All right, my friends, y'all have a good one. See you in the next one.